What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on? Happy Monday to everybody. So definitely continue to tune in. Monday, Tuesday, our topics. Wednesday's discussion. Thursday, I should have another Ask SSP up. If you have not tuned into the last one, definitely check that one out. I've been having some really good interviews recently. And then Fridays, everything else. So movies, books, games, all that good stuff. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. Definitely hit us up on the YouTube channel. So we have plenty of content up there. We just don't have a lot of subscribers yet. So I'm trying to up those numbers, right? Rookie numbers right now. So we're trying to plus those up. But without further ado, I'll give it to Shannon.
All right, everybody. So this article is from CSOonline.com, written by Cynthia Brumfield, and it's titled Implementation Plan Turns U.S. National Cybersecurity Strategy into Concrete Objectives. So the National Cybersecurity Strategy, this was something they introduced back in March, right? So this came up back in March, and it was one of those things where they were like, hey, we want to do something, but there was nothing really concrete about it, right? So that's what they kind of did this month in July, is they said, okay, here it is, here's the no BS answer, and here's how we go about putting money behind it. So what they're doing with this it's kind of impressive, right? So they have the plan, they announced it. Like I said, they announced it in March. They've come out now and they have six, actually. Well, they have 5 cybersecurity strategy pillars and a new 6th element. And that 6th element goes into funding, like how we're going to make funding for all of this, right? Because this is usually what comes along with this, is that you'll hear, hey, we have this big grandiose idea, and then it can kind of die on the vine, right? Like if you're not paying attention, it'll just go off somewhere and not be implemented. But that's not what they're doing here, right? So they actually have 5 cybersecurity strategy pillars that are actually going to be handled by different agencies as well. So it's not like they're putting all of these on one department to where they can get overwhelmed with it either, right? Which is a good way of going about doing this, because they're like, okay, this pillar belongs to you, this pillar belongs to you, this pillar belongs to you. We're going to spread the wealth equally, because cybersecurity affects everybody across the board, right? So it's not like anybody is getting left out here. But the 5 pillars that they have on here are defending critical infrastructure, disrupting and dismantling threat actors, shaping market forces and driving security and resilience, investing in a resilient future, forging international partnerships to pursue shared goals. And then the 6th element, which isn't in the original strategy, which got added this last time out here in July, is implementation-wide initiatives, which calls for future reporting on strategy, implementation progress, applying lessons learned from implementing the strategy, and ensuring federal budgetary, federal budgetary guidance aligns with the strategy's implementation, right? So again, they've assigned this to different organizations for them to take care of each one of these strategies. But something else they also have is completion dates for it, right? So it's not like they're like, oh, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to give a timeline of like 2030. You see that a lot in the government, right? Like they're like, oh, we want to do this, but we want to do it 10 years from now, right? That's not what they're doing. Like they have deadlines of 2024, some through 2025, right? But that's something that's going to be in the very near future. I realize it's 2023 right now, but 2 years is something that I'm like, okay, I can get down with that, right? So I like where they're going with this. And again, they're putting a lot of money behind it. And again, in this current administration, they've been putting billions with a B, right? It's like Pentagon Wars, billion with a B behind cybersecurity, right? And again, we've talked about this before. It could be because of the situation they were put in, right? With COVID coming out and cybersecurity becoming such a hot button issue, because idle hands doing the work of the devil, right? People sitting at home, they're not out doing a bunch of stuff. They're at home being bored, like, what can I do? Let me see if I can get some of this Bitcoin. You know what I mean? So, but Ryan, what's your thoughts on this?
No, I completely agree. So you made me laugh with the B for billionaire. That wasn't a Batman game. Remember, the reporter called him a millionaire, and he was like, "No, I'm a billionaire with a
In the
B."
beginning, yeah. Arkham Asylum, I think.
I think so. Yeah,
It's one of them. Yeah.
that was hilarious. But no, I completely agree. So in reading the article, the strategies or the foundation of the strategy has been around since 2003, right? So they've been building upon this thing for 20 years, and it's finally coming to fruition. So it's good to see that they do have targets and dates. Like you said, 2 years to some might seem like pretty far out there, but for the government, that's really fast actually. Like that's them putting the pedal to the metal. It's a big ship and it takes a lot to turn it. So 2 years doesn't give them time to make any major pivots. Like you need to commit to whatever this thing is and have it implemented. And oh, by the way, it'll probably be part of your evaluation. So if you can't get the hit the dates, then it may cause issues with you and your progression in the future. So it's good to have that type of pressure, only because it actually gets things accomplished. And if these agencies have overlapping uh, fields, or if they have overlapping initiatives, then they have to come together and kind of work through that. So it won't be a perfect plan, but at least it'll continue to move. Because typically, what I've seen in the past is once you hit a roadblock government-wise, it'll just fall off the table for months, if not years. So they don't have that type of time right now. They have to actually, the clock is ticking. They actually have to get it done. So it's good to see. Hopefully, uh, like the article alluded to, cloud will be added in the near future, right? So they didn't really touch the topic, probably because it was just too big, too ambiguous right now for them to touch. And they already have some stuff coming up through FedRAMP and things of that nature anyway. So it's already an initiative that's being done. It's more being done on the civilian side though. Like if you want to enter government space or you want to provide government services that are cloud-based, then you have to go through these guidelines. At some point that'll have to be added to the national security strategy, that's what this basically builds upon, right? Cybersecurity is national security. So at some point that will come to a head, but it's just probably not good timing right now. Like let's hit the targets that are right here in front of us and then work towards that safe cloud future in the near future, hopefully.
And they even mentioned in the article that's fluid, right? So like this is going to be growing, right? You know what I mean? Like just from March until now, they went from 5 pillars to 6, right? They
Right.
added 6 to do the budgetary, thing, to put the money behind it. You know what I mean? So this is definitely fluid, and it's going to be something that's going to be ever growing. So the cloud stuff, like you're mentioning, like that is a big thing to undertake, and everybody is in cloud right now, right? You know what I mean? To include DoD, the government, everybody is getting in the cloud. It's just the way of the future. You know what I mean? So it's only a matter of time before it starts creeping in and gets included in this strategy. Because like you said, this is a national cybersecurity strategy, which is just an overall security strategy. That's how it is.
Yeah, cybersecurity is definitely part of a bigger portion of national defense now, so especially when you see what's going on with Ukraine and then in Russia, and just everywhere else, right? Like there's a big need for this push, and it seems to be that the EU is taking charge when it comes to regulation, and the US is taking charge when it comes to funding and cracking down on security efforts. So not to say the UK is not doing that as well, or the EU is not doing that as well, but their policies, like we talked about the past couple of weeks, they come down hard. They're not playing around. And then obviously the US outspends every other government in military worldwide. So we definitely have those efforts underway as well. So we put our money where our mouth is, so to speak. So definitely continue to tune in. Like I say, I always forget, but I actually said it up front this time. Like, share, subscribe, hit us up on all the social medias that go by our name. Definitely check out our YouTube. So we have almost all our episodes. I think I started putting the YouTube stuff up there probably like around 150. So I mean, there's hours and hours of content on there. I just need more subscribers on that YouTube channel as well. But definitely don't stop listening to us on the podcast service if you're liking. Hit us up Monday and Tuesday our topics, Wednesday discussion, and then Fridays everything else. So not cyber related. Um, Hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy on LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter, and Threads. Stay safe, stay secure.